Blue dude, blue moon, kind of mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Blue dude, bad mood, sort of witty and jaded, but let's not talk about you. Your coyote song on a rerun. Are you hound dog tired singing all night long? Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Not blue dude, blue moon, been one or two since I ran into you. Do you need a picture? Well, I get so.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome back to the channel. Oh boy, I almost dropped my phone. I'm sitting here waiting on a freaking email, dropped my phone. So, anyways guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. It is super windy, as you can hear around me. My tarps are going pretty crazy. Washing the car is a little bit difficult, and this morning has been kicking my butt. The last few videos I've been constantly complaining about my allergies. I freaking got up early, and I like doubled up on all my allergy stuff. Freaking Sudafed and Claritin, and I'm still dying here, so I'm gonna have to try the Costco stuff that you guys keep recommending. So today's video should be a little bit more fun for you guys. Well, fun, a little bit more interesting perhaps, because we are finally putting some effort into the Integra. So we have a few parts to slap in here. I do have 3 things right off the bat that I need to install before I can actually kind of start driving it again. And we'll go over those things really quick. These things are gonna actually kind of lead up to the next set of things that I'm gonna start doing to the Integra. So if you guys weren't paying attention, one of the last, oh, I thought there was a giant bug on my windshield. It's just a little plastic thing, just like tipping off to the side or whatever. So yeah, some of you guys have been asking about the Integra lately, and you know, truth is, I just haven't touched it in a long time. Like I kind of take it out every now and again, more just to the car wash to rinse it off and cycle the fluids and stuff. I mean, the car just doesn't get seen, like it doesn't see much action anymore. Don't get me wrong, like I still love the car, it's extremely sentimental to me, but just overall the car just isn't the easiest thing to drive. Between having no power steering, the brakes being pretty squishy because I have the CRX set up right now for brake components because the right-hand drive in the K swap don't really mix with DA components, and then like my front bumper being mismatched and without a lip looking ugly. My tires are shot and they're old and just they don't do very good. They don't make the ride quality very pleasant. And then the cable to hydro conversion making the pedal extremely stiff. Do you freaking mind? Goodness gracious. So the car is just not so easy to drive, whereas compared to the S2000, you just get in the S, turn the key, you got AC, heat, super kick butt radio, all of it works great. And I kind of don't want to, and the Integra just doesn't do that anymore. I mean, the Integra is pretty like race card out. I don't want to say that. Like, if I would have had the skills and knowledge I have now a couple years ago when I was really doing a lot of this work to the Integra, I think we could have made this thing a little bit better, but it's too late to go back and fix a lot of things. But let's go over a list of little things we're planning on doing really quick. So I will just say, yes, we are finally going to start turboing the car. One of the things that we're doing today, well, the primary thing that we're doing today is maintenance because it needs it right now, and also it's going to help us for the turbo setup. And then tires and wheels, I really need new wheels. I'm so sick of these RPF ones. Electric power steering conversion, and probably closer towards winter because we're about to come into summer. Don't feel like doing it in the summer, but I'm going to add a race car heater setup from like Summit Racing or something like that. We'll get into that when the time comes, because any of you DA guys that may have a hard time sourcing any heater components, or maybe you guys have done the same thing I did and regret it, or maybe your car didn't have it and need the heater stuff, we'll go over that when the time comes. But add a race car heater setup, electric power steering conversion, full electric might I add, not electric hydraulic assist, full electric. I really am excited for that. I just need to get a few more jobs done, a couple more paychecks or something to be able to order the components for that. But today's video, let's just start with what we're going over. So I don't even know where I put my parts. I think they might be right here. So yep, right here. So as you can see, we got some shifter cables here. That's for the next video, just because this one I wanted to focus on the two main things. Wait, which one's which? Oh, that's C2 eliminations. Okay, I'm getting boxes mixed up here. So what we have here is a Walbro fuel pump. So assuming I got a real Walbro, because as soon as I ordered it like on eBay, it says genuine blah blah, has all the part numbers and instructions, but I know there's a lot of knockoffs on there. Well, I know now. So whatever, if I get a fake one and it doesn't last that long, it is what it is. I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. But assuming that's a good one, we got to do the fuel pump today, and we got to drop the gas tank to get to the fuel pump. And since my gas tank leaks, I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it. So that giant box back here on the Del Sol is a new gas tank. Let's get the Integra up off the floor, get on some stands, and let's get working. Alright, car's in the air, and I am just going to preface this video really quick by saying this is not like a detailed instructional. If you want that, my buddy John Widmer has a fantastic video on doing CRX EF gas tank fuel pump assemblies. It's the same exact process on the DA. But also, speaking of DAs, DA bar going out to the Bronx, New York, so shout out to you who got that. I can't remember your name offhand, I just waiting for your label to freaking be ready, because UPS is dragging ass today. So if you guys want to get your own DA bars front and rear, have a few more in stock, hit the Big Cartel, appreciate you. Alright, so we're going to start off by pulling the fuel cap off. Not sure that it's completely necessary, but at least relieve a little bit of pressure in there, so just do that. And we'll just gently shut that back again. So we do have to take that thing out. We'll unplug it, take the cover off, feed the wire through. So gotta freaking move all the harness stuff out of the way. I don't know how I get like tree stuff in here when this thing's closed all day and just sits. Okay, we're back here. So, I apologize, this is very awkward trying to fight around the roll cage. So, this guy, and I got 3 Phillips heads. Let me grab a screwdriver. This is very uncomfortable. Okay, there we go. And we'll just shove it down in there. Okay, cool. Now we go under the car. And so I think there's supposed to be a plastic cover here, because it looks like I got one of the plastic screws here, and I can see provisions for 10mm bolts there. I'm obviously missing it, so I've never done this before, and it looks like somebody else has. So ideally you would take that cover off now. I got a bucket. I'm going to drain the gas tank using this. My straps are a little crusty looking. I do have new straps to go on, but hardware I do not, so I'm going to try and salvage this if they don't break off. But I'm going to drench these things in some liquid wrench really quick and let them soak for a minute. But otherwise, it looks like we're unbolting these two tents here to get clear of the lines, and then we have this flare nut here to disconnect, and these two hose clamps here, and we pull these off right now. A new bucket here, well, almost new, and gonna drain it into that. You guys like my fancy new cabinet here that I just bought? Took forever to set up, but we got it. So now we got some penetrating oil. Let's spray some of this, my guy. Jeez, the wind though. So while I'm still waiting on the gas to drain all the way, I'm just checking underneath the car, looking at things. Notice that this is where I welded my plates in for my roll bar. I never coated it, so the coating, or the floor is getting a little rusty from where the weld like fully penetrated or whatever, so, because it's not protected on this side of the molten metal. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with the wire wheel really quick and hit it with some undercoating spray. The other side looks the same too. So good preventive maintenance or measure before this turns into something I don't want. But the rest of it looks pretty minty under here still. I mean, minus my crushed up pinch welds, but I mean, 30-year-old Honda, what can I say? Alright, I think the gas is more or less drained. I'm gonna give it just another minute to where it comes more to a dribble instead of a drip instead of a dribble, and then I'll fish out the plug it up. So yeah, the sides are looking good though. Hopefully that lasts a long time, and yeah, still waiting on this to be gas. Okay, that's not the right bolt. The bucket's so full I don't want to reach in there. It almost feels like it's slightly stripped, so it's a good thing I'm replacing this anyway, but like, it's a really good thing I'm changing this tank though, because to be honest, the last of this fuel is starting to look quite a bit dirty. That's a big bucket of gasoline. This thing's almost full. There's our bucket of gas. It's like 80% full. I just put the bag over it because, like I said, it's windy today. I don't want dirt flying around there because I'm going to reuse pretty much all that gas for the new tank. Let's get this thing down first before we open the new one. So next up, it looks like we're just looking at those few 10 mils and the hose clamps. So let's get those knocked down next. That's not what I thought. Okay, those came off nice. Okay, so I'm gonna get the jack under here, and then we should be able to drop this now. I mean, I think I got everything disconnected, so just double check, and we'll grab the jack. And it looks like I got some gasoline on my lens, so sorry if you guys see a puddle. I'll clean that off here in a little bit, but it's still dripping. Like, come on, man. whatever. Pull the straps, get the thing off, and we should be good. Let me set you guys back here again so I got some room to work. So I forgot about these two. So you got your filler neck 10 mil clamp thingy here, and behind that little plastic thing up there, I don't know if you can see it, there's another clamp. Just take that one off too, slide the hoses off, and then we can drop the tank. All right, she's out and very, very dirty. I just washed it off just so I could have more access to the bolts and stuff to remove the components. It was filthy. So, fuel pump is in this thing. I don't know what's going on with this stuff here. I don't like how any of this looks. I don't know what this brown wire is that's not attached to anything. It looks like that was supposed to be at least one wire. This looks like it's all been butt connected, so this has definitely been modified in some sort before, and I don't know why, and I don't like it, but it worked before, so I'm just gonna go with it for now because I don't really know what to change on here. Because this whole harness, maybe I can source one of these harnesses actually, because this is super chewed up. Yeah, because this is your fuel sending unit. So this looks okay, yeah, it's just dirty. See, I don't know, that's the thing. The fuel gauge and everything still worked. Like, I never had any issues with that or fuel up until now because the pump's obviously dying. It's just not supplying enough. I think for now I'll try and run the harness. If it turns out that I should swap it out after I get the rest of this off, I'll try and source one, but eventually I'll probably replace that, but I don't know where to get one right now. I'll do a quick Google search after this clip, but I think for now I'm just gonna reuse that. The lines, they all still seem soft, but I still may just go try and get some new fuel on just so I have peace of mind with that. But let's open this thing up. Suppose we should probably open up the new one first. I'd say this looks like a pretty good match. I noticed in John's video he talked about these vibration things. I don't know if there's much I can do about that because I don't know how much it actually touches, so I don't really know. But otherwise it looks like it matches up pretty darn good. So we got new hardware and stuff here, so that's really nice. And then yeah, got ourselves a gas tank. Not much to look at here, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it. These look like just rubber caps. Yeah, I just painted rubber. Well, that's actually nice, as this is painted, so I don't have to worry about painting it. Yeah, okay, swap it over. Can't forget about the fuel pump itself, so we can open this up again. So there is the wiring, and here is the fuel pump itself. So all right, well, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know how to tell if it's a real or a fake Walbro. It's not stamped Walbro, so I mean that's already not looking too good, but maybe there's something in here. It's supposed to be like a straight DA kit, so it's supposed to have like the sock and everything. So we got a little fuel line, a little clippy boy, some sort of instructions, some more clippy boys, the rubber boy, the sock boy. So yeah, that all looks good, like it should all be there. So that's the only thing, is this does not say Walbro anywhere on here. So granted, I'm not going to be running a lot of power, so I won't need a whole lot more fuel other than injectors, but yeah, this definitely isn't saying Walbro anywhere on here, whereas the listing said Walbro. So whatever, we'll try it. is what it is. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this whole piece right here to the parts store and match up the hoses and take those hoses with me as well. And then I'll just get a couple extra, that one's rock solid too, so yeah, I'll just get whatever size that is because it's the same as those, and I think that one or whatever. So I'm just gonna get a couple feet of this, and then as for these little tiny clamps, I don't really know what to do. Hopefully I can do something. I think these are more vapor lines, these little guys, but still I need to replace those as well because they are definitely rock freaking solid, and hopefully I can do so without breaking this plastic thing, but we'll find out. So I'll be right back. Get a few feet of each size hose. Should be good, except I should have took the other two because I forgot to, so I'll probably have to swing back out to O'Reilly's or something, but I don't know. I also got some hose clamps. Hopefully some of these are the right size, because I mean the ones on here are shot like these little spring clamps on the small stuff, so that's more what I'm concerned about. These worm clamps or whatever they're called, I can just hit those really quick with the freaking wire wheel and those will clean up just fine. So I'm gonna swap these all out, we'll get it back on the new tank, and we'll start getting ready to load this thing back up after we swap the actual pump itself. Alright, so let's pull this fuel pump setup back out and start working on this. Now the hoses are all good. These two are actually plenty soft, so I'm not worried about it. But the other ones were really crusty. So come on now. There we go. There we go. Come on. Yeah. This thing should be pretty straightforward to swap out. So let's look at what we're working with here. The fuel pump itself is just held on with this clip. The little flathead, mine's a little stubborn. Let me pull this harness over here. So you're gonna have this little black plastic cap on this one. You just open that up to reveal the little nut for this wire, and then move this rubber cap to reveal the Phillips head screw for this one. And we just pop them loose. I believe that other one's probably like an 8mm. So I'll grab a little wrench really quick, but let's pull this screw out. Okay, there we go. They were just pretty well stuck on there. Now we can put the new fuel pump together. It comes with all the little pieces you need, a little rubber isolator, new hose, little clamps for it. So you're basically just copying what you see here. The only difference is we're adding in the plug for it. So you just got to trim the ends of your wires here and splice those in instead. So we're just using some basic wiring stuff right here. So we got our wire strippers and we got our crimpers for the terminals. So you can get both these tools in the links, the Amazon affiliate links in the description. That also helps support me, so go pick yourself up some of those. So we don't need this whole harness. It's nice that they give you extra, so we're just kind of gonna generally measure it out, but we really don't even need half of this. So we should be good with, I'd say, cutting it probably about here. So we're just gonna cut that right there, and then we're going to take this and splice that like that. Do the same thing over here on the pump. The only difference is on this negative side, the way it bolts up on here is slightly different, so we're gonna have to splice it in on this, kind of funky. So we're just gonna cut this here at the base of the fuel pump and then splice it from way down here. Connector is good. Gonna just work on the fuel pump side now, so we're just gonna assemble this. It's pretty straightforward. Just kind of look at your old one. So we're gonna slide this hose on. Be careful because this is plastic. We have broken this before, so we're just gonna scoop that on down onto there. All right. Then we add the bottom isolator thing, And you have your little freaking pinch clip doohickey. Those things suck. This tiny little snap ring, you can't even see it. Those are the hardest part. So yeah, just go ahead and do that, and make sure you put your sock on the bottom, and the little pinch ring is what holds the sock to it. It only goes on the one way because it has to have the center ring or center pin through the hole right there. So just goes on the one way, and then like I said, now you just gotta try and force one of these stinking freaking clips on here, and you're probably gonna really hurt your fingers doing this, but yeah. I lied. The trick to these little rings, get a 5mm socket with a small extension for leverage and just push down. Works like a charm. Now we just reassemble this, plug it in, slap her back in the tank, and we're good. All right, so this is definitely a tight fit on here, but it's all good. It's all ready to go back into the car now. Nice thing is though, with this seller of the gas tank, they do give you a new gasket and new hardware here, and that gasket is just this guy here. So it should just kind of unglue itself from in here. It's got little rubber isolators that poke through, and I'll just swap this out. Running out of time on this memory card here, so basically this is your lock ring. You just smack it one of the directions. I think it was counterclockwise, and it loosens it up. So this is your fuel sending unit, and we're just trying to gently pull this out of the tank here, so that way we do not damage it. And the new tank, you're only doing this if you're swapping the tank. So yeah, this thing will just go right back in the hole, and it comes with a new gasket and stuff on this tank. So I'm gonna just go ahead and slap that back in there, and yeah, we'll be good to go. This thing's all ready to go back in the car now. I even got new straps because mine are pretty clapped, and then I just went and cleaned the hardware. Got all the rust off them, so these are good to go. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put this back up off camera. It's literally the same exact as removal. It's pretty darn easy. Get it up there, kind of watch your harness and tuck it up. But my memory card's almost full, so we gotta skip through this part, and we'll catch up with you guys once it's up back in the car. All right, so this thing is back up now. You can see it's all nice and pretty and new. Putting it up really wasn't that bad. The only tough part was trying to balance it all while getting the hoses up and then hooking the straps up, but it's good nonetheless. So now I got to find a way to fill this thing with the gas that I took out of it, and we'll prime the pump a couple times, make sure it's working. Cross our fingers that it is. Hook up the little thing inside there behind the backseat area, and we'll try and fire it up.
All right, guys, comment below. Is it gonna start in the first try or not?
Ooh, we need bets on this. Okay, I'll bet. Which one are you going for?
I'm gonna guess start because it's only the fuel pump.
Okay.
I only got like 4 minutes of camera time.
$10
Enough
worth.
to take your mom to Taco Bell.
It's like your whole paycheck right there.
It kind of stinks.
This one smells like gas. What do you expect to smell like?
Your mom?
I think gas smells good.
I mean, it normally does, but this has a weird smell to it. Alright, so, moment of truth. Cleanish filter. Half a thing because I spilled a bunch. Oh, it's backsplashing.
Kind of smelly.
Oh. Alright, moment of truth. Just filled her up with like 4.5 gallons, so let's prime it a few times and see if she fires.
And so this does a vehicle inspection check.
Alright, hold on. Well, I definitely hear it priming, so we'll do one more. Okay, I lied, one more after that. All right, moment of truth. Well, that fired up a lot easier than before.
Really?
Yeah, normally it's like rim 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 rim.
For
like your mom with a good massage.
That too.
So I just checked the AFR. I'm running like a 10 solid, which is really, really rich, especially for an idle. So I looked at my fuel pressure regulator because I'm running the manual, or the manual AEM one. Fuel pressure's cranked way up at like probably around 70. I gotta turn that down to about 50, 55 is where the K20 likes to sit. So I'm gonna do that. It's pretty easy. Just hold a nut and an Allen key, and that's gonna fix that issue. But this was, I'd say it was a good success. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys are excited for more Integra stuff. We're gonna be building the turbo setup soon. See you guys tomorrow for the next video where we do those shifter cables. But I'm gonna call it a day. We got another Civic to fix because Ramon still ain't figured it out yet. So anyways, do what you love, think about the rest, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.